Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we are making our final project of the year, and we're going to make a Christmas one. As you guys know that follow me for some time, I always take a bit of a break at Christmas and come back to you guys in January. It's a break from filming. It gives me an opportunity to catch up on all the jobs that I can't do with regard to the blog and planning really for the next year, sort of kind of what videos and thinking through what I want to do. So what we're going to do today, as I say, is a Christmas card, and this is using the frozen cartridge, and I've also got the frozen paper pack. I may or may not use that, to be honest, because I also have this Kanban Winter Wonderland paper pack, which I think might work better. We're going to be doing a little Olaf from here, so we're going to talk through exactly what it is that we need to do. We're going to be doing it on the original Cricut expression, so it's not using a computer, it's literally using our cartridge and pressing the buttons. So for those of you who know, I apologise if it's a little bit kind of step by step more than what you need, but for those of you who don't, I hope you find it useful. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to look at what we are going to be doing on our booklet. So this is a newer booklet of the Cricut expressions, and it uses the universal overlay. Now I'll show you what I mean by that. If you're new, you won't know what that means, but I will explain that and show you that on the machine. However, what it does is it means that it has a much smaller booklet. The way it works is you look at the pictures at the front here, you choose which one you want. This is actually a page number, not a key number. So I spent ages trying to find number 43, thinking that's not the right image, only to realise it's page 43. So just be aware of that. What you do is then, once you've chosen your image, it will show you the image again there, but it's much easier obviously to go through them at the front. Once you've chosen it, you go to the page, you can then see the different layers that you will need to cut out. So from that, you're going to know I need a black piece of card, a white piece of card, orange, some sort of bluey grey, a brown, and obviously black again. So we're going to take, this is going to be my white. I did get normal white just in case, because I'm not sure whether my Cricut's going to be happy cutting through this glitter. It is a hunky-dory glitter where it actually doesn't have any loose glitter on it at all, so I'm hoping that that will work. I chopped it down because we don't need a huge piece, and we're going to take this as our guide. We're going to remove the film off our mat. This is the way it's going to go into our machine. When you cut in the expression, it starts in the top right corner, so the first cut we want is going to be black, so we're going to put our black piece in, because with the expression you can lay up your cardstock several pieces at one time. So normally I would do it in order, because what the machine will do is it will cut here, then it will move up to the next piece here, then it will return down to this bit here, and then it will come to here. So actually I'm going to pop this one down here, and like so. So then, because I'm going to jump that one because it's over there, the next bit I want is orange, and that's probably miles too big, so let's tear that in half. See if we can get two pieces in here. Let's actually put the square side against the, it's usually better to put the straight side against the straight side. And then the next piece is this lovely little bit of blue, so we're going to pop that there. Oh, let's just cut that little piece off that's sticking up, and it should then fit. And then we've got the brown, which is kind of square, so I think we'll be okay with this here. If it doesn't fit, so be it. Unless I put that, oh, I could just fit that in there, couldn't I? And then it probably will fit. So we've got all of our pieces of colours on one mat. Okay, so let's move our Cricut across and then let's get cutting. And this is our universal overlay. So normally when you get these overlays, they have the little pictures of the actual image, like a little black and white image that tallies up. So for example, you'd have a little shape of an Olaf on there. But what they then did was, instead of keep making these overlays for every cartridge, they thought, well, why don't we just make one, give them numbers, and then we'll say, well, you need to press number 22 for this image, for example. And so the first thing, obviously, we want to do is insert our cartridge. I don't know if it's a myth, but I was always told, put your cartridge in first, then switch your machine on. So that's what I've always done. And then I don't think you're going to see that because it kind of flickers, but hopefully you can see something. So then it's all switched on. We know what we're doing. So first things first, we want to set our speed, we want to set our pressure, we want to set the size, and we want to set the blade depth. So speed, I tend to go pretty much at full whack. Pressure, again, I think we can do that maybe one down from high, so it's got max and then high. I think we'll need to shove that pressure up when we get to the glittery cardstock, but I think for the others we're good. And we may need to take the speed down when we do those little branches for his arms and things, but otherwise we're good. Now on this particular cartridge, and certainly on the newer ones, newer in inverted commas, they recommend a size. I don't know if you can see that. It puts it there, it says a 5-inch. Now that's always height, and it's not going to cut every single element at 5 inches. It's going to make you a 5-inch Olaf, and it's going to cut each piece to make that size. So his little nose might only be a 1/4 inch, but it will fit that 5-inch Olaf. Okay, so I am going to do this to their recommendation of 5 inches. I might even do a little bit bigger. I might go 5.5 and see how that comes out. No, maybe 5 1/4. Oh, I don't know. Do I want 5 or 5.25? Let's do 5 1/4 and see. Okay, if I don't like it when we do it, we'll recut it. Okay, so I've set my size, I've set my pressure and my speed. The only other thing I've got here is my blade. I've put that to 6. I just tend to put that at that level. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we put our mat bumped up to as far as it can go. There's a little groove just down here. Make sure the mat's up against there. Bump it up as far as it will go, and then you click on load mat, and you can hear it's loading. It's put the blade in that top right corner ready to go. And then the first bit we want to cut is our little black Olaf here. We also will want to cut these bits here, the little coal on his tummy there. So we'll do both those elements. So the first one for that layer is press just 22. So it says here, hopefully you can see, it says 22. So we're going to just press number 22. And then I'm hoping you can see, but I think you're not going to be able to. You can kind of hopefully just see there's like a little blob. That's kind of like the Olaf shape. It's just giving you a guide to make sure that you know, yeah, that looks like what I'm expecting it to be. And then all you need to do next is press cut. You can move the blade if you want to using these, if you think it's not in the right place. It always is in the right place on that first corner. So just press cut and watch it do its thing. My mat's a little not sticky enough, so I'm just making sure it stays stuck. Oh gosh, yeah, 5 inches is well big enough by the looks of it. And I do love this machine. You just see it whizzing on through, and it's just, I just love it. Now, it's cut that Olaf, and then it's finished it, and it's gone back to the next position that it's available to cut. Since we want to cut on the black cardstock. We're going to leave it where it is. We're not going to move it. And the one that we want is this one here. So what it said is we want F2 22. So this means shift for the S, which is that one there. Then F2, so that's your function key, F2. And then key 22, so that's our Olaf. So it's basically telling it that it wants that layer. It's going to automatically proportion that to the 5 1/4 inches to fit our Olaf that we just cut. Okay, so that's that one done. So we've done that layer and that layer. Now we're going to skip the white layer for now because that's right over there. So we're now going to go to the orange layer. So we're going to use our buttons and we're going to just pop up to that orange. I'm going to go a little bit further because it's not sticking massively well. And then again for this one we want F1, sorry, and 22. So you want F1, 22. You can just check that it's coming up correct so that you know you've pressed the right thing. So you can see here that's his little orange nose. You can just see that's like a carrot shape. And press cut. And off it goes. I'm hoping it's all cutting through because I haven't actually checked it. But hopefully it's working fine. So then we're going to the blue layer. So we're going to move this up. And we want shift F1 21. 2, sorry. Shift F1. Oh, F1 was already on. And 22. And then having a look at that, that is the right shape, so we're going to press cut. Okay, that's done. So then we want to go down and across to the where the brown starts, and we're going to do F2 22. So F2 22. Just wait, just for safety, but also it does need to know that it's going to cut, you know, that it's ready. That tells you it's ready when the picture comes up. And then press cut. Now this is going to be the one I think that's going to be a bit fiddly because it's very fine. So I'm hoping it's going to cut out nicely. And do watch your fingers when you're doing this. I'm holding it down. I've been using my Cricut for a long time. I'm experienced about where it's going to jump to, so if you're not, don't do that because you could end up having your fingers chopped. So the next thing you want to do in order to jump it straight back down rather than using these buttons here is you want to click on line return, and then it will go down and across to the next available point at the bottom. Now it's not quite in the right place for the white, so we need to go over a little. So we've got this white bit here and it's shift and 22. So shift 22. Now we're going to hit cut. Now you see it's telling me that it won't fit on here. Imagine your book is feeding through the machine like that, so therefore our piece of card needs to be this way because Olaf is tall, so we need it this way round. And so we need to pop our card in there like so. Oh, I press unload. There we go. Then I'm going to put my pressure up to max. I am then going to hit multi-cut, and then I'm going to hit shift 22. And the reason I'm doing multi-cut is because it's a thick cardstock and I'm not convinced it's going to go through even with the max pressure and the max blade on a single throughput. So let's just see, I've got multi-cut on, yeah, so let's press cut. Let's have a little look. Did it cut through? Yes, it did. Look at that. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is I want to cut out the sentiment here, warm hugs. Not entirely sure what size I need. I'm going to take, oh, that's the pressure. I'm going to take it right, speed, I'm on the wrong one again. I'm going to take it right down to 1.5 inches and hope that that will be okay. I'm going to do, it is shift F6 22 and then cut. Okay, so that's come out good. I don't know if you can see that, just, yeah. So pleased with that. So we're going to move the machine out the way now, start taking the bits off the mat and putting it all together. So now we need to get making our card. So the first thing I want to do is just fold this card. I've got an A4 piece of card. This is the glitter card that we had in the white, but this is in a lovely blue colour. So I'm just folding that and down the back there to create a nice card base. So then I'm taking this from this Kanban Winter Wonderland paper pad, which goes really nicely with that. I do need to just cut it a little because it's exactly A5, so I just need to take a little off the bottom and a little off the side. So let's see how that looks, because I want enough of that nice glitter to show. That looks better. Look, you can just see a little bit more of the glitter there, so happy with that. So yeah, you're looking at about 1/4 inch on each side, so you want your piece here and take about 1/2 inch off and you will find it fits. So that's all good. And then I'm going to take my wet glue here, my hunky dory, and I'm going to stick this down. Whoa, that came out good and quick. Let's spread that out a bit. And I'm going to stick that down. Now the reason I'm using this is because obviously that's a coated cardstock, and even though the glitter is enclosed, it still is coated and it will need something a little bit more than just a tape. Tape will not cut it or stick it. So let's just pop that down. And the other advantage, of course, is that you can just make sure that it is all lined up nicely on all 4 sides. Now, before we move on, I want to put a piece of something on the inside just to give it some interest. And there was a nice pattern piece in here that I thought you could write over, but was still really pretty, and here it is, and it's the right colour as well. It's this lovely blue, so that just gives it a little bit of something nice and pretty on the inside as well, and so when you open it up it still looks nice and Christmassy. And of course I do want to add some lovely glitter and stuff to the front here. So I've got a big jar of glitter, so we need a piece of paper. So we're just going to take my glue pen here. I'm just going to add little kind of bits of glue to where I want some of that glitter to attach, to make it just look snowy and pretty. I'm just kind of dotting across on these trees because obviously that would be quite random. But you know, you can't have a snowy scene like this and not add glitter, really. I think that would just be criminal. There we go. So a reasonable amount. we tip the glitter on. Like so. As you can see, I like to put quite a lot on. I like to give it a few minutes as well, just a few seconds rather, just to absorb into the actual glue that you've put down. So while that's just doing its absorbing, we're going to take our little Olaf and I'm going to put some foam squares. Okay, so pop that to one side for a minute and then grab back our glittery bit and tip off the ton of glitter, and then back the other way as well. So as you can see, there's lots of, hopefully you can see, lots of glitter on the trees. Oh, there we go. You'll probably get that better if you go to my blog post. You'll find a link under this video to that, and it will give you a load of photos, and I tend to find things like the glittery bits tend to show up better in the photos. So the next thing I want to do is add my sentiment to the top of my card here. So we'll just take the glue pen, pop some on the back. So that's going to go here. Pop that down there like so. Hopefully you can see that good. There you go. And then we need to add our little Olaf. So again, for this I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of the foam, because, and I want him, now he's sitting kind of like that, so we want him between those trees, I think, like so. I think that looks kind of cute. Now the other week I made some cards. You may remember I was making the shaker cards and I'd cut out these snowflakes and I had a few spare, so I'd put them to one side. So it was just thinking I might make use of some of these. Let's just chop these bits off. It could be that this was the wrong thing to do, but it could be that it works perfectly. We will see. I was thinking that he could have a little snowflake as if it's coming out from behind him. And that one would look quite nice, I think, just down there. And I think that looks kind of cute, don't you? So let's put them on like that. I think it would be nice to again have some foam on the back of those. Okay, so I've put some little foam onto these so that they will just pop up a little bit. On this one I just did it on the more on the inside. I'm going to put a small, oh gosh, or not, a small blob in the middle. Let's take some of that off, and then we're going to put obviously a little blob of glue onto our little foams, and then we're going to pop that back in position down here. So we're going to place that piece down nice and flat in the center, and then we're going to stick our little foams down, which is going to give us the height that we want. Okay, so now we're going to do this one here. So again, just a little bit of adhesive in the middle and a tiny bit there, and we're just going to pop that, probably like, oops, that piece of foam came off. Just pop that down. And I think that looks really, really nice with those extra snowflakes. And it was something that we kept that was excess from another project, so that's always nice to use that up. So then we want to just get some glossy accents for the teeth, and also I think we've got some little black accents that I can use onto the little coal there as well. Okay, so I decided instead of glossy accents that I knew I was going to use the black, so I'm going to put that on, but I thought that actually it would be fun to put the black in the eye as well, and also use orange on his nose to try and accent that a bit, just to give it some depth and dimension. It's just very carefully, because black would be a pain to try and correct. So just put a very nice blob of black into his eye here. And then I'm going to come back to doing the black on his little button coal there, but I want to work my way down so I don't accidentally smudge anything. And let's put some orange on his little carrot nose here. Again, that will just add some dimension to make it look like it's sitting up away from and then some nice big blobs on his coal. And then I think just to finish I'm going to add a bit of crystal glitter stickles to the sentiment here, because I just think it looks a bit flat. Okay, so there's our crystal glitter on our sentiment as well. I'm hoping you can see that. Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So the whole thing is just really... So I've just taken this gorgeous little peel off sticker and I'm going to very carefully try and pop that inside. I'm probably have to do that kind of without you guys seeing it actually, because until it's done, because I'm trying to hold that other bit up. There we go. Ooh, a little seize, just a bit. There we go. And there's our little Merry Christmas on the inside. So, oh gosh, don't want to drop that yet because it's still wet. So we've got warm hugs on the outside from Olaf, and then a lovely little Merry Christmas and some icy stuff inside. I haven't glittered this, I've left it simple so whoever wants to write on it can. And obviously we've got this lovely glittery card base as well, so it's all kind of in keeping with that kind of glittery winter theme. Okay, so that is it done. I think it looks gorgeous. I'm really pleased with how the card came out, and I really enjoyed using our Cricut expression for a change. I hope you guys did as well. And I just love that machine. I just think it's a great machine. The great thing is, unless your cartridges aren't working, you are not going to be plagued by this kind of machine becoming a legacy machine and therefore no longer working with the software. Obviously I still love my Cricut Explorer, but it is really nice to have that one there as well, and I enjoyed using it. So I hope you liked the finished card. I hope you enjoyed using the Cricut expression with me as well. As I said, this is the last project for this year, so I hope you have a fabulous Christmas. I know it's been a really weird year, so I hope you've enjoyed at least a little bit of escapism through my videos this year. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope that it's just helped just a little bit and given you some company. You certainly have really helped me. I love hearing from you and it has made a huge difference, so I would like to thank you all for that and wish you the best of Christmas under the circumstances and the happiest of New Year's, and let's hope that it really is going to be a much better year next year. So I will see you again next year. Not sure of the date that I'm coming back. I haven't got that in front of me, but usually it's within the first couple of weeks of January, so I will see you then. But in the meantime, lots of love and have a great Christmas. Bye for now. Bye.